Hello. It's getting ready to
Hey,
start. There we go. And hello, Mr. Justin Jackson. How are
how are
you
you?
doing? I'm awesome.
I'm good. Good. I'm
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Well,
Great.
hey, everybody. Everybody else, they come into the room. This is your girl, Miss Giselle. And this is our first showing of the Black Table Conversations with Miss Giselle. So I hope you guys enjoy. I have Mr. Justin Jackson here, and we're about to dive in. So, how was your Valentine's Day?
It's been good. I'm not really involved or anything like that, but it's been good.
But love is beautiful. I can tell
No,
you
it
that
is.
for sure
Absolutely.
in the book.
Absolutely. It is. Definitely is.
Yes. Actually, you know what? This is, I'm going to run and get it real quick. It's right on my table right here. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. I have my
Okay. Yeah. I just
copy and
grabbed
share. Yes,
grabbed mine too.
I know you post yours right beside you. But no, you put so much heart and soul into this. So I definitely wanted to dive into this book.
Definitely.
Everybody, I have Mr. Justin Jackson. He is the author of this fabulous book right here. It's A Father's Plight. Definitely check him out. But with that said, tell us about who you are and what you do.
Okay. I'm from New Jersey. Born and raised in New Jersey, and born in Newark, New Jersey. Uh, I was raised between Newark and East Orange. I graduated from St. Benedict's Prep in 1999. Went on a culinary school. I worked as a chef for 7 years um, between a couple different like corporate places. I actually still do that on the side. You know what I mean? I've been a public servant for the past, since 2007. You know, uh, but I do still cook on the side. I cater, events and stuff like that. If anybody, needs anything catered, I could do that. But
Everybody loves a man who can cook. Raise your hand in the room if you can hear me. Yes, I'm telling
um,
you, real talk. I mean, I can cook, but when a man can cook, that is a beautiful thing. Now, what inspired you to write this book? Like, what was your inspiration in
well,
driving
like
forward?
I always wanted to write. I knew that I wanted to write. It was always a dream of mine to write. I tell everybody that it's always been a dream to do this. I never really knew what I wanted to write about. I just knew that I wanted it to be something meaningful, and I wanted it to be purposeful. What I wrote about. Am I coming in clear?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Okay. I knew I wanted it to be something purposeful and something meaningful. um, it became clear that I would write about this topic, man, in 2017. Fatherhood is something that's like it's stuck with me my whole life. My dad, he left us when I was a baby. I was the baby of the family out of my three siblings. Well, I have three siblings. I'm the baby. My oldest brother actually passed away when he was 5. I never got a chance to meet him, and that's
Oh,
the reason for the that's the reason for the name Eric in the book. His name was Eric Jackson, and God rest his soul. But that was my inspiration. I became a father myself. Like I said, my father left us, and we struggled, man. It was hard. It was hard, and me becoming a father myself. You know what I mean? And like some of the adversities that I faced as a father, I decided, man, like this was something that needed to be, talked about. We always talk about the tough conversations and those tough discussions, man, that we just don't have all the time.
right.
As men, we internalize a lot. We internalize a lot as men. And I just felt like I needed to lay my story out in hopes that I could help other men, and empower them to find their voice and to find their fight, when it comes to, maintaining those relationships with their children.
Right.
It's not always easy. Sometimes we get taken to court, not a lot of the time. You always hear like the bad things about fathers, a lot, in the media, movies, like TV, and I feel like that narrative needs to change. So we need to start telling our stories as men, some of the things that we go through, because not every man out here is a deadbeat. Not every black man out here is a
Right.
deadbeat. You know what I mean? Like, we fight for our children too. Sometimes it's a lot more difficult on us, but we fight,
Right.
and this book is like, it's written for me, you know what I mean? But it's also written with other people in mind, men and women alike, because there are some struggles that women go through in this book as well, but
Absolutely.
again, it's just, this book, me telling the story, just give somebody that extra oomph that they need to find that last bit of fight, like when they've been defeated or feel defeated, then that's what it's about, just empowering others.
Well, you definitely empowered me. I really, like, my heart was, it went very deep into your story. Now, with that said, I don't want to give all of the juicy details about the book, but let's just dive into the first part. Like, when I
Okay.
first jumped in, I like the fact how you jumped straight to the point. Like, to me, it kind
Yeah.
of like a storyline. I like how you laid out the storyline, but you kind of jumped straight to the point. And I think
Definitely.
everyone can relate to that. My kid's father and I, we're not together, but we co-parent very well. And it's all about just like leaving adult issues away from children issues. That's the biggest
Yeah,
thing.
and that's the problem, man. Like, I'm gonna say out of 100% of people, more than half of like parents out here today, man, like whether they're young or old or just immature, because you got some old adults here that are very, very immature.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's very it's a lot of levels to that immaturity, and we'll get into that in the other books, but it's a certain level of maturity that comes along with being a parent. Some people don't know how to leave adult issues, and they'll take the fact that, oh, well, I don't want to be with you or you don't want to be with me. And they'll put the kids all in the middle of that, and the only person you're hurting is that child. You're not hurting, for yourself,
Right.
like it's crazy. People need to grow up.
Oh,
And that's just the bottom line.
I agree. And a lot of times women, they'll do all of this stuff and then they'll put the man through some stuff as far as like not being able to get the kids or taking them like my child's father is on child support. He he pays it happily. Never had to take them
Yeah.
back again and establish things initially, but
Hmm.
never had to take them back again. He always have his stuff paid and he gives extra. So
Yeah.
I know people who go back every 3 years and get an increase. It's like crazy if the person is doing what they're supposed to do. He's not supposed
Absolutely.
to be paying every bill in your house and taking care of you and the kids. Like I get
But
all of
some
that.
people
Like a
think
lot of
like that. Some people
yeah,
think
they
like
make
that.
it about
You know.
themselves.
And
Yeah,
we're not exempt either. We cause our own like traumas and strife and stuff like that too. We have our own accountabilities. It's
right,
not just on a woman's side. It's on both sides. And like I said, the next two books will discuss that. In a little more detail. How us as men, we can cause ourselves those kind of problems.
right,
But as far as this book goes, like and back to what we were talking about, like we have to be accountable, man, for our actions. And maturity is everything.
right. And see, when you went in, like as soon as you went into parenthood, that was your space. Like, what was that drive? Because some people, I mean, most people have that same starting point, but they just can't like jump over the hurdles and do what you did. Like, take that initiative and just keep trying to reinvent yourself until you have something stable to make sure your kids are good, your children are good.
Well, I feel like I owe that to my mother and like my family, you know, and the places that they put us, like they prepared us for certain things. My high school, like I wasn't always the best student in my high school, but man, when I graduated from my high school, like I felt like I was prepared once I got out into the world, once I got out into the real
Right,
world and I saw how things were. I was like, man, like my high school, like the things that we did in my high school, like it prepared me for all of this, And I would see where other like kids that, like, or not kids, but like, young adults, you know, it was hard for them to adapt and adjust because of like fear. But, it's so crazy, like the things that we do and the places that we are, like, if you really slow down and pay attention to those things, man. So much of what we do translates to other parts of your life.
Right.
You know, uh, like we had a like a camping trip,
Okay.
at St. Benedict's, and
Right.
we were freshmen. We had to hike the Appalachian Trail for a week. We stayed out there for a week. But it taught us like about life skills and how to adapt.
Right.
Yeah, we were in the wilderness, but we adapted to the wilderness. But just the word adapt, it became a part of my thinking,
Right.
adapting, you know what I mean, and compromise and things like that, you know what I mean? So when I'm faced with different situations in life, those words are already in my head. Adapt. Okay, so I adapted here, so I'll be able to adapt here. Just gotta figure it out.
Right.
You understand?
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
you know, even with my book, like I went through a lot of pain, like when my daughter left. It was, when I had to let my daughter leave. I went through a lot of pain, but it became clear, like, don't let it be a pain for long.
Right.
Use it, use it. Tell the story.
Right.
And that's what I'm doing.
Wow, I'm telling you, it's powerful. And a lot of people, again, people are going through exactly what you're going through, if not similar, sometimes worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Um, just transitioning into who you are today versus then. What would you say to your person yesterday? What advice would you give to who you were yesterday?
Simple. Just don't stop. Don't give up. It's okay to bend, but don't break. You know, it's okay to
Right.
bend at times. It's okay to show emotion, but don't break. Just keep going. Keep going.
Right.
Because there were
That's,
points where I thought about like what'd you say?
no, that you're right. The whole emotion thing, a lot of times it's a
Hmm.
lot sharing your emotions. And like it's okay for black men to cry. It
It is
really
okay.
is.
It definitely is okay because, like I said, we shouldn't be internalizing so much. Like I know for a fact, that I know a couple people that not a couple people, but I know I've read some articles, and then I know like people like that have taken their own lives because they just didn't know how to deal, with whatever it was that was like plaguing them, but they just didn't know how to deal, you know.
Right. I agree. I know people who are always on the edge. I'm like, do you understand? You got people that have no legs, no arms. They're hopping around here, like exceeding expectations of like anything that anybody
Exactly,
can
exactly.
do. And
Yep.
people with
And then they'll
everybody
get
part
they'll get upset. Like, they'll get upset. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm good. You know.
right, exactly. I always say that.
I'm good.
I've been through my own struggle that, and I think that's why I connected with the book because I was like, I'm always trying to reinvent myself. I'm always trying to recreate myself. Like, what do I need to do better? I am only in competition with myself. I don't look at other
That's it.
people's because you don't know what it is behind the scenes. So I always say, you know what? Let me carry, let me follow my own path. And it feels good. I'm in a good, like when I tell you I'm in an awesome space, I love this space that I'm in right now.
That's
And it
awesome.
feels
That's what it's
like,
about.
yeah, I really feel like I'm walking on purpose. And I think us connecting, not just you, but just everybody just connecting and building each other. We're being told by 2053, Black financial wealth is supposed to be at $0. And I'm
Yeah.
sitting here, what can I do to change
Hmm.
that narrative? Because I don't want to see that. My children are Black kids. I have nothing against somebody else. What I'm saying is, what can we do to change that? So I said, it's people out here doing things. Let me spotlight them so that people can say, oh, wow, why? This person went through this. You know what? I can relate to that. How did he get through this? Use your
Hmm.
story as a crutch because everybody needs somebody. And somebody,
That's right.
sometimes people don't have people to talk to about things.
That's
So
right.
what you're
Yep.
like what you did with this book is therapy. It's therapy
It
not
is.
just for you, but it's for the reader. It really
Yep.
is.
It's
And
for
I
the reader. Like I said,
yeah,
when I wrote the book, I wrote this book. Yeah, I wrote it because it was my story and I went through it. But I wrote it because I know that other people are going through this. I know it's other people out here going through this. This is such a broad
right,
topic. Not just fatherhood, but just parenthood in general. It's a broad topic. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's a roller coaster.
right,
Outside of like, just what we deal with in everyday life. This is this is like something in itself that's just an added, like thing. You know what I mean?
And
So,
then
you
added
know,
love.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can love
it's not easy, man. So,
people, that's the next thing. You're like, all right.
yeah,
So not only am I hearing this, we have a woman here. I like every spot you getting punched from every angle, but y'all still have to find that balance in the
exactly.
chaos. That is so
Yeah,
much. Like I'm
it's a
telling you,
lot. It's a lot.
yeah. And
And this is why
you,
people are really out here taking their own lives, man. And there are other ways, And this is why I wrote this book, man, and I'm writing the next two after it because these are very relatable topics. And I know when people read, like when they read about other people's experiences or they see somebody going through something, it'll give them that inner strength that they need, you know.
it does.
Well, if they did it, I can do that too. I can do it too. I know I can do it if they did it. So it goes a long way, goes a long way.
Right. I agree. Now, one point when I was reading your book, I was like, wow, you made it through. You had got that call, and you was excited. You was doing your thing, and then every chaos broke loose. Like
Yeah, yeah,
how did you transition when you was at that high point, and then you get pulled back down? Like, what was your like? How did you sustain that?
you really don't like when you go through emotional situations, man. They really hurt you. They're things that they're things that you never forget. As
Right.
much as you want to forget them, you'll never forget them.
Yeah.
But you can't let those things bog you down. It's so easy to let things bog you down. And trust me, I'm guilty of letting things bog me down. I've done it
Right.
before.
We all
You know what I mean? But at some point you just got to get back up and figure it out. You got to figure it out. You just got to keep going. You got to keep going. That's it. Just keep going.
absolutely. I
Too
got a
much
60
I have.
second rule. I got a 60
Yeah.
second rule. So I give myself 60 seconds to cry it out, like all over the face, ugly face and
uh,
everything, cry it all over the place. Then after I get past that, I'm like, all right, now what am I gonna do to fix this? Like, how do I?
exactly. And that's what I
And
always
I have
say.
to laugh.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like everybody thinks crying is weakness. It's not.
no,
Really not. Like it's actually a sign of strength, man. Like I call them like moments of empowerment.
right,
Because at the end of each tear you shed, man, like you got a decision to make. Like, what are you gonna do now? What am I gonna do?
right,
What am I gonna do about this situation? Like, and that night, like I said it in other interviews. That night, that I started to write. Like I knew that I wanted to write, but I never
right,
knew what I wanted to write about. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter had been, where she is now for maybe like 6 or 7 years, I think. And that night that her mom came to get her after her Christmas break was up. That night, I think it's because she was a little older and we had so much fun. We had so much fun when she was here, in Jersey. And the night that she left, man, I started I cried. I couldn't figure out why I was crying so much, after she left. And it became clear, like, you need to write about this. This is something that's really, is your purpose. This is your purpose.
I can feel you on that. So what's next for
Yeah.
you? Like, what's next?
Um, well, I'm working on volume 2 right now. And I'm actually working on something else too. Like I got all these ideas that myself and my publisher. You met my publisher. Um,
Yeah, she's, yep,
yeah. We've been throwing some ideas around about different things, but I'm working on volume 2, and I was actually inspired to write something else by my my high school teacher that actually read my book, and he asked me some questions after. So I'm actually writing something now. Like I told him, for old time's sake, I'm gonna submit it to you like a paper. So I'm
oh
writing
wow,
this paper, but it's a lot of meaning behind it though. Like some of the questions that he asked me inspired me to really like write and do. Like I'm very knowledgeable about what he wanted me to write about,
right,
but I've been doing some research about other things, and I'm going to incorporate all of that in this like this paper, and uh, I'm going to see about getting that published too,
right,
because it's just turning into something else, for me. But it has a lot of meaning, about the way the world is, today, you know.
right. And finding your place within that space. That's dope.
Yeah, Yep.
I like that. Well, so where can we find this book?
The book right now is available on Amazon. It's available on Barnes and Noble. It's available on Apple and Walmart, and it's available on all other platforms. But those are the four major platforms. Um, my Instagram, you guys can click the link in my bio, and it'll take you right to the Amazon page where the book is for sale.
Okay.
I can give you my Instagram now. It's I_am_ Bernard Jacks. That's I_am_ BERNARDJAX. And the link should be right there in that bio.
All right, cool. And
And
what else?
also,
Yeah, I'll add it.
also, we've been we did one more thing. I've been doing a lot of research. Me and Liz, like we're really trying to push this book, trying to get it adapted, man, to film. I would love to see the book go to film.
So dope. Even if you have to try, like, you know how they have the urban, I think it's like the Urban Movie Channel or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they take a lot of those videos.
Well, what we're doing is
what's the
say
big
it
film?
again.
It's like a film
What's the
festival.
what Cannes or Cannes Film Festival or Sunset? What is Sundance? Isn't it Sundance?
Sundance, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Sundance. But we're trying.
Yeah.
We're definitely trying. We've been.
Like
I think it'll be a good. Yeah, I think it would be a good thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of people can relate to this. So I think it'll be good to see on film. People acting out my words.
Absolutely, and then you're gonna see the person playing you. You have in mind.
I'd be happy, man.
You have any actors?
I don't know. No, I don't have anybody in mind. But you know what? I would love it. I would love for it to be like a up and coming like actor. So like give somebody a chance.
Well, not to Idris Elba, so he could do.
Nah.
And,
I couldn't hear you.
Coming. You said up and coming, right?
Yeah. I would love to see like a up and coming like actor,
right.
Play. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like they're a lot more hungry and passionate, man. So they'll put they're all into it.
That's dope.
So
you can probably, I'm sure you can find some people between New York and Baltimore. Actually, you can go as far as DC.
DC, but we definitely been doing our research on that, and we're gonna try. We're gonna try to throw our hat in the ring with that.
A good idea. Even like I could even see. I would say, I mean, BET. They always got a lot of. I could.
I'm open to everything. Like Netflix, like whatever, man. Netflix, if y'all watching, Prime Video, like Amazon, like if y'all watching, anybody, But it's a process, it's a process. We gotta, get the book converted over to script form, and we'll go from there. That
is I'm looking forward. I want to see where you go with this, and I'm following you. You're my friend.
Try to go far. I'm try to knock this out the park, man.
Absolutely, I'm with you. I'm on my own journey, so I completely. Now with let me see. For the cost, how much is your book actually? Like how much does
the book is actually it's $15 for the paperback, and the ebook is actually $10.
Oh. So people can get it on ebook and they can get it on.
They can get the paperback, up. And
I'm old school with it. I like to feel the book. I kind of like I like to fold my page. I don't like scrolling all the time like that. I like to tangible. I sip and drink but wine. Like sometimes it's good to.
Yep. And we're actually going to be working on getting the audio book done too. So.
Hey, you gonna be on Audible?
Well, we're gonna try. We're trying to get it to that.
That would be dope.
So I don't see why not. It's just it's a process, But we got a lot of things coming.
Oh, that's good.
Say it again.
I said that'll be like the first sound, like you can hear somebody speaking your story.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think it'll be dope. Yeah.
ah, so what advice would you give to the new fathers, the people that's not fathers, young brothers that's not fathers, just all
I
in the
would
mix?
just say, nobody's ever really prepared, to be a parent. Nobody's ever really prepared to be a parent. You know, uh, just slow down, like smell the roses, man. Take. You got to roll with the punches, man. And most importantly, just never give up. Always be there for your children. They need us. Never give up. Just keep going. Don't abandon them. Just keep them close.
Absolutely. How about for women? What advice would you give to the women out here?
Um, let's see, like, uh, I'm gonna give advice that I would have given my mother. If I was old enough to really understand what was going on, and she did. She did it like well. You know what I mean? But you can't control like every. You can't control like what somebody wants to do or what they don't want to do. Just be the best version of a parent and mother that you can be. If a father doesn't want to be around or involved, then that's something that you can't control. It's out of your control. You know, they'll have to answer for that at the end of the day. So you just focus on being the best mother, being the best woman that you can be, you know, and the rest will take care of itself, you know, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I love it. The energy is real dope. I love that. So, with that said, this was an awesome, awesome, awesome interview with you, but I cannot wait for part two. Guys, you
Yep.
have to go and get this book. It's not to be slept on. Like, I actually might let my kid's dad, I think I'm gonna let him, I may give this to him. He got a birthday coming up. I might gift him the book so he can
It's
read it. He probably
definitely
go,
it's definitely real. It's coming
yeah,
from a real place that a lot of people, like I said, can relate,
he would appreciate
so,
it.
you know,
He likes to read a lot, so that's good. That's
yeah.
good.
I
Um,
thank you for the opportunity.
well, thank you so much, and thanks for tuning in. Everybody that's gonna watch the replay, thank you for tuning in. This is your girl, Miss Giselle, and we are the Black Table Conversations with me, yours truly. Sounding off. Have a good day.
All
Oh,
right, thank you.
Valentine's
Take
Day.
care.
Valentine's Day.